Hi everyone, welcome to my channel where I review the latest movies and documentaries. Today, I'm going to talk about Row 19 movie. If you're interested in this topic, make sure to watch this video until the end, and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. So the story starts by showing a plane, in which a girl named Keisha was going to Russia with her mother. It was during the cipher that Keisha fell asleep. But when his eyes opened, he came to know that there was something wrong with the plane. When she looked around, she could not see her wax anywhere. Now it was announced in the plane that the plane was going to make an emergency landing shortly. Because of this, Keisha gets very scared and she looks back to find her mom. Then he sees an older woman in the back seat. She was reciting some mantra. Her eyes turn white. Kadyu gets so scared after giving him that she faints. Meanwhile, the engine of the plane suddenly catches fire, due to which the plane gets destroyed and falls down, and in this accident, all the people lose their lives except Keisha because she was saved, hence only Keisha was shown everywhere in the news. Was going. After which the story takes us 20 years in the past, where Kadyu is married and now has a daughter, but news reporters still keep harassing Kadyu for interviews. Now Keisha was with her daughter, then a news reporter comes here and starts talking to Keisha about the accident of Imlan that happened 20 years ago. To which Kadyu replies that now I have forgotten that accident, after which Kadyu and her daughter went to the airport because she was taking her daughter to her grandfather. Looking at the plane, it seemed that there were not many passengers in it, or Kanti's daughter was in the same plane. Uncle, I want to sit on the back seat, but she refuses, saying that no son, that state is not ours. Before the plane takes off, Kadi and her daughter meet a reporter. Kadyu was looking very upset after hearing the weather forecast, so the reporter consoled her. Don't worry, nothing will happen, everything will be good, even bad weather will be fine. Now Keisha notices that the row behind us is making noise. Actually, the health of a girl was deteriorating there. She was having a panic attack. He was very afraid of traveling by plane. Now, since Keisha was a doctor of the mind, he goes to the bad woman and takes care of her. She also gives him the same tension-relieving medicine which she herself used to take. Now in the next row of the plane, we see a man who was a very big businessman, who sees a boy sitting in his patient seat of 7, who is an artist, and he was making paintings at that time. The plane proceeds to take off. Keisha was also in the washroom when she heard her mother's voice as she opened the door. She comes to a house which was actually the same house where Keisha used to live with her mom. She wanders around the entire house and opens the door to go out of the house. Keisha was quite surprised to see that she again came on the plane. As he moved ahead, he saw that the emergency exit was blocked. Within no time, the air hostess came here and asked Keisha to sit on her seat, where the reporter tried to ask why are you so worried. But she doesn't respond to anything he says. Then Kadyu's daughter tells the reporter about her plane accident, and within a short time the clouds start appearing red. After the most awkward moment, a lot of hands come to the windows. Was Gandhi also sleeping or is he dreaming again? Now in her dream we see little Keisha who is sitting, eating food with her mother, and this was the mark on my leg will disappear soon, right? His mom replied, I don't know son, it may be possible that she is always making love to your leg even if she never leaves. Then Kadyu sees a big bottle in front of her, which has an ugly smell of wax on it. That's why she asks her mom whether she died in the plane crash. Santer's mother felt very bad about this, so she came to Keisha and asked her to stop asking unnecessary questions. Because 3 years after the plane accident, Keisha starts hearing strange drony sounds when her mother was washing utensils. As soon as he looked at his mother, his head started moving strangely. Then her mother turns her head and starts staring at Keisha. Keisha's eyes opened with this terrible dream when she was very scared at the present. Now suddenly there is a small shock in the plane, but due to this all the passengers become very nervous. Now the health of the elder woman's husband suddenly becomes so bad that he becomes unconscious. That's why along with the air hostess, all the passengers also go to help him, where Keisha makes the man lie on the ground to give CPR, due to which suddenly the man regained tired. Started shaking vigorously. Suddenly, when he wakes up and tries to catch Kathia, him starts whispering strange mantras in her ear. At the thought of doing this he once again fell down, but here Kadyu was quite frightened because she again saw the white eyes which she had seen of that evil woman in her childhood. While she was thinking about this, a hand was seen behind her father, and during that deep dive the old man died. Due to bad weather, the plane was also going out of control. Therefore, the air hostess asks everyone to sit on their seats, and asks them to put on oxygen masks, as she starts going to the ground handlers. There's a strong blow due to which air hostess chassis falls down and becomes unconscious on the spot. Then here, due to lack of oxygen, Kadyu gradually becomes unconscious, where in her mind she starts seeing the same bad woman again. Now, within some time, Keisha had regained consciousness and the plane was under control, so she got up very quickly and went to her son. The child was crying a lot, so Keisha started taking care of him. Just then a reporter came to Keisha and asked what had happened to you suddenly. On this, Keisha tells him about that old woman, and says that when she had an accident in the plane in her childhood, when she was in the plane, some time ago, I had seen an evil woman whose eyes were white, who was chanting. And exactly the same mantra. That old woman's husband did not listen to me. Now she tells her that I believe that that evil woman is angry with me because everyone except me was killed in that plane accident. That's why now the spirit of that evil woman wants to kill me. Hearing all this, the reporter says that look, one should not get worried thinking anything like this. And yes, you do this, also stop taking your medicines, because I think because of those pills, you are getting pale like nations. That means you are seeing such thoughts which have no connection with reality. Talking about this, she went to her daughter who was making a drawing of a plane. In the drawing, his daughter had also made the seat of row number 19. She had the honor of going and sitting on it. To which she flatly refuses. Now Katya, someone here was thinking that because I heard my mom's voice before the band flew, it means that she was trying to tell me about something. The businessman tells the artist that for the last 1 week I am traveling. Now I just want to reach my family, saying which he shows the picture of his family on his mobile to the artist. But that artist was so strange that he did not pay even the slightest attention to her, but was busy in making his drawings. Then we saw that the artist was making a drawing of this businessman. Keisha sees that my daughter is talking to someone on the back seat. But now when Keisha woke up and looked, she did not see anyone sitting on the back seat, and on asking said that the daughter told that there is a girl sitting on the back seat, who is telling me that your mom will leave you. Kati hugs her daughter and explains, my love, my daughter, I will not leave you and go anywhere. Then the air hostess comes and makes this announcement. Due to their storm the plane is being landed in Innova. This was actually the same place where 20 years ago Dia was going with her mom. Now here Keisha was suspecting the air hostel because it had not informed the pilot about the death of the bad woman's husband. After some time we saw that a cylinder was leaking under the businessman's set. Only now does the businessman take out his cigarette and start smoking. Seeing him, Katya understood the whole thing. She got scared and immediately got up to stop him, but it was too late as the businessman had taken the lighter. As soon as this happened, the gas had to catch fire, due to which the businessman does not get completely burnt. Keisha sees a drown-like incision in the fire who was staring at him and shouting at him. Now here the air hostess comes and quickly extinguishes the fire, which saves the businessman's life, but he gets completely burnt. Meanwhile, Keisha sees a shadow which was going near her daughter. She quickly looks at her daughter but finds herself sitting in front of her. With that she went into meditation. It was a day after he boarded the plane where Keisha was with her daughter. Here we saw that even today there is a scar on Katya's leg which was formed. With that she came out of her thoughts. Where Keisha was continuously looking at the same place, then her daughter started talking and asked, Uncle, why are you doing this? Why are you looking at the same place? You were so engrossed in seeing that place that you didn't even see me, where am I? Hearing this, Katya says sorry, my daughter and takes her away from the street. Potter's lamp. T comes near and tells that the businessman's condition has become worse, so come quickly, he needs your help. His eyes also fall on the artist who was still engrossed in his work. He was drawn quickly while speaking a few words. Keisha becomes more upset due to his behavior like this. So she started shouting at the artist, but this did not make any difference to her. But seeing Katya in such trouble, the reporter was somehow trying to reach his phone with his hand extended. Seeing this, the artist gets up and starts showing the phone to the businessman, which had a picture of the businessman's family. Actually, he was going to become a businessman, but in his last moments he wanted to see his family. He felt relieved after seeing his family. He smiles and with that his life goes away. After some head talk, Katian comes to the artist and apologizes to him that I behaved like this with you. Sorry for that. She notices that the bad woman is not sitting on her seat, and then she remembers that Yehodo had gone to the washroom a long time ago. She was being troubled by the fact that she had not yet returned from the washroom, so in tension, Keisha started banging the washroom door hard. Seeing this, the air hostess feels as if Keisha is not mentally well, when she asks her to go back to her seat and sit, but she does not agree. Still respects opening the door. That's why air hostess quickly opens the door, but Keisha does not find the bad woman inside. Now when Keisha was standing near the husband of the bad woman, she sees that suddenly the man's eyes have opened which are still white, and he suddenly attacks Keisha. As Keisha moved back a little in self-defense, she fell on the back seat, and a lot of black hands came there and started trying to grab the glass, due to which she got quite scared. She starts screaming. But meanwhile he had noticed that I was on row number 19. Actually, when the plane accident happened in her childhood, at that time too, Katia's seat was row 19, and now after some time, whenever Katia heard the noise, she got up from that seat. She sees that the dead body of the old woman's husband is still lying in front. It was the same as it was, and now when she moves ahead, she again sees someone's beating, which scares her a lot. She quickly came to her daughter's farm. Seeing this, the reporter started trying to stop him. But suddenly blood starts coming from his eyes, with which he becomes unconscious. Then suddenly an air hostess also starts watering from her mouth. She started suffering badly. This air hostess's eyes had also turned white, and she fell on the ground. He dies there. Keisha felt strange here, so she quickly ran to the artist and snatched his book of drawings, and started looking at it. Yes, he realized that the artist had also made a drawing of Jesus. They have all died. According to this, the next murder was committed. Now, before Keisha could ask anything to the artist, her body burns and suddenly turns into ashes. She got so scared that she quickly held her daughter's hand and started going to the pilot's cabin. The hostess and the reporter were also forbidding him to do so. But she doesn't stop. Now an unknown force of the children takes the air hostess away with them. On seeing this, blood starts coming from the head of the reporter, which became so much. Why did it fall there? He dies on the spot. Katia was more nervous by giving Sahira to, and she breaks the door of the cabin with the pilot. But even after doing this, he gets another cabin of the plane, and it was exactly the same as the cabin as it was from the plane of childhood. Then now again the Keisha moves forward, opens the cabin of the pilot, but he again gets a cabin with seats. After doing this again and again, she was coming to the cabin with travelers, which Katia realize, which I am trapped in a mission. These things are not ending at all. It is happening frequently, but now suddenly Keisha sees that my daughter is sitting on row number 19, who is calling her mom near her. Now then Cardi sees a sigh very close to her daughter, then she quickly runs to that side for her daughter. Yes, he saw that it belongs to no one else but the same old woman whom he saw before the plane was destroyed in childhood. The body woman here tells the caddy that the plane that was going to be destroyed at that time, then I was Saladia because then I did not want you or your mother's life. But your mother died in the plane accident. That is why now I want you to go to Pas Maji and fix the things of Hansi at that time. Saying this, that bad woman frees Keisha from her magic. That is, now the fate of Keisha was in his own hands. Now we saw that Keisha comes back to her mother's time when the plane accident was about to happen. Here all the travelers were sitting here who was traveling with Keisha even during the present time. The old woman and her husband were currently sitting on the back seat of Keisha. Then the husband of an old woman suffered a heart attack. Jackie mom goes to help her. That is, as Kathian helped these people in the present time, the mom of Keisha nearby was also helping them all. In the present time, Keisha's daughter was asking her to sit on row number 19, so that Keisha and her wax could save their lives nearby. Where only Keisha was left but his mother was killed. After which Keisha once again goes near her. When she was a child where we are shown the time to be destroyed by the plane. The scene we saw in the beginning also, Kadia's mother faints here, then some kind of her mother is pulled and brings it to number 19. After which the plane was destroyed and all the people were killed in it. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this movie and what other movies or documentaries you want me to review next. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching and see you next time.